You're listening to KUNT. Mental illness is common. About 1 in 5 adults has a mental illness in any given year. Today, I will discuss what mental illness is and how to spot the signs on the next Toward Intentions, and next is now. Many people have mental health concerns from time to time, but a mental health concern becomes a mental illness when ongoing signs and symptoms cause frequent stress and affect your ability to function. Hello everyone, welcome to Toward Intentions. I'm your host, Austin Fox. A mental illness can make you miserable and can cause problems in your everyday life, such as at school or work or in relationships. In most cases, symptoms can be managed with a combination of medications and talk therapy. So what is mental illness? Well, mental illness, also called mental disorder or psychiatric disorder, is a behavioral or mental pattern that causes significant distress or impairment of personal functioning. Such features may be persistent or relapsing or remitting, or they may occur as a single episode. Such disorders may be diagnosed by a mental health professional. The causes of mental disorders are often unclear. Theories may incorporate findings from a range of fields. Mental disorders are usually defined by a combination of how a person behaves, feels, perceives, or thinks. This may be associated with particular regions or functions of the brain, often in a social context. A mental disorder is one aspect of mental health. Cultural and religious beliefs, as well as social norms, should be taken into account when making a diagnosis. The most common disorders include, but are not limited to, clinical depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, dementia, attention deficit or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, schizophrenia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, autism, or post-traumatic stress disorder. Signs and symptoms of a mental illness can vary depending on the disorder, circumstances, and other factors. According to the MayoClinic.org, mental illness symptoms can affect emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. Examples of signs and symptoms include feeling sad or down, confused thinking, excessive fears or worries, extreme mood changes of highs and lows, withdrawal from friends and activities, significant tiredness, low energy or problem sleeping, detachment from reality, inability to cope with daily problems, trouble understanding and relating to situations and to people, problems with alcohol or drug use, major changes in eating habits, sex drive changes, excessive anger, hostility, or violence, and suicidal thinking. Sometimes symptoms of a mental health disorder appear as physical problems such as stomach pain, back pain, headaches, or other unexplained aches and pains. Mental illness in general are thought to be caused by a variety of genetic and environmental factors, such as inherited traits, environmental exposures before birth, brain chemistry. Certain factors may increase your risk of developing a mental illness, including a history of mental illness in a blood relative, such as parent or sibling, stressful life situations, and ongoing medical conditions such as diabetes, brain damage as a result of a serious injury, traumatic experiences, use of alcohol or recreational drugs, a childhood history of abuse or neglect, few friends or few healthy relationships, and a previous mental illness. If you have any signs or symptoms of a mental illness, see your primary care provider or a mental health professional. Most mental illnesses don't improve on their own, and if untreated, a mental illness may get worse over time and cause serious problems. Suicidal thoughts and behavior are common with some mental illnesses. If you think you may hurt yourself or attempt suicide, get help right away. Call 911 or your local emergency number immediately. Call your mental health specialist or call a suicide hotline. Here in the U.S., call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255. Or use its web chat on suicidepreventionlifeline.org/chat. Mental illness is a leading cause of disability. Untreated mental illness can cause severe emotional, behavioral, and physical health problems. Complications sometimes linked to mental illness include unhappiness and decreased enjoyment of life, family conflicts, relationship difficulties, social isolation, problems with tobacco, alcohol, and other drugs, missed work or school, legal and financial problems, poverty and homelessness, self-harm and harm to others, including suicide or homicide, weakened immune system, or heart disease and other medical conditions. There's no sure way to prevent mental illness. However, if you have a mental illness, taking steps to control stress, to increase your resilience, and to boost low self-esteem may help keep your symptoms under control. Might I offer these suggestions? Pay attention to your warning signs. Get routine medical care. Get help when you need it. And take good care of yourself. So, to be kept up to date on this or any previous show, please log on to www.theaustinfox.com and subscribe. Or you can find and follow me on your favorite podcast platform, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, and Podcast Addict. I will leave you with this final thought. Mental illness can be a very destructive bitch of a monkey that you may never shake. So talk to your doctor, and if you don't want to do that, then talk to someone, anyone, whether it's a friend or family member. Mental illness is nothing to be embarrassed of. More people suffer from this than you think. Things may look dark now, but with the proper care, you'll start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. So till next time, Austin Fox saying, whatever your intention, just make sure it's a toward intention. So long, everybody.